This guy wrote, Ellery wrote, every guy can be a 7 has really changed my life on the Hassan_Piker subreddit. Now, for those of you who are aware, I don't know, I think you are aware at least. I talk about this all the time. I say it's a concept I call every guy's a 7. And what that means is that every guy has the capability of being a 7. You can be an above average attractive person no matter what happens, okay? You just need to groom yourself, figure out what kind of haircut works for your head, what kind of beard works with your facial, what kind of facial hair works for you. And also on top of that, hit the gym, become healthier, become more confident as a consequence of that. It's something I say all the time. And it's probably like the exact opposite of incel ideology, because incels personally believe you are served your purpose on the planet and there's no way to overcome your genetic predestination. Part of that is also alt-right, and that's why it works so well, because that's kind of what like alt-right people believe as well, right? Yeah, see? It's the exact opposite. It is the exact opposite. Exactly. Dude, I do not have the material conditions for that, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I do know what you mean, okay? I understand. There are things you can work on now, no matter what happens. So someone wrote this in the Reddit. Ever since I heard Hasan say that a little while ago, I decided, why not try? I was a 3-4, and I constantly felt like shit about myself. So I figured out a few easiest changes I could make and see if he was right, and then I would do more if it worked. The 3 biggest changes for me were better grooming, running regularly, and better manners. My sister recommended some skincare and grooming products that actually do make a huge difference in my appearance. I always showered regularly, but taking a little effort with things like good lotion and conditioner and face wash made me look a lot better. My routine is pretty basic still, but CeraVe acne wash and lotion has cleared my skin up a lot. I use Uracin on my body and Dove in my hair. I now run 5 times a week, and I try and walk most places when I can. I also shush before and after, which made the next day easier too. I'm trying to figure out a gym membership so I can lift weights. I'm 16, and most gyms in my area, you have to be 18 or with a parent, so that's been tough. I'm kind of skinny, so I'd love to gain some muscle soon. My weight hasn't really changed, but I feel better physically and less bloated all the time. In terms of manners, I try and generally just be more polite and not talk over everyone or ignore people who engage with me. I've also started letting others speak first in group chats. I'm pretty anxious in general, but instead of letting it eat at me, I take the time to think about what I can contribute to the convo. My family has noticed a difference, and they're pretty encouraging, which is nice, especially my sister, who's given me lots of good advice. I don't really know if my friends have noticed because they haven't said anything, but I have gotten invited to more kickbacks in the past 3 weeks than I probably have ever in my life, which is a good sign. I don't quite think I'm a 7 yet, but I think I can get there. Now, I need people to understand that like a 7 is not a real thing either, for the record. And one day you will overcome that part of the process as well. I'm just using pre-established concepts so that people can understand it. It's arbitrary. It's totally subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? But like the reason why I use that is because it is the methodology, it's the terminology utilized by incels and most other people. So I'm using like a common colloquialism, right? But I think I can get there. I think the man was right. Next, I'm hoping to improve my style and intellect. Y'all should try it if you're curious. I understand being skeptical, but it's helped me immensely. Sister advice is almost always the best way to improve your chances with girls. I grew up with an older sister, and she and her friends gave me dating fashion advice. Pluck my unibrow and wax my 12-year-old ass mustache. It also gave me a lot of confidence talking with women to just be normal and not weird. I'm 28 and I still ask my sister on fashion advice, although she's getting a bit out of the loop. The important part is to have an honest and open relationship with her. The biggest thing is finding confidence within yourself. It's very hard to just tell someone too. But this is a great path to getting there. That's why incel content is so prevalent. There's no outlet for men genuinely looking for advice. Yeah, it's sad. And a lot of the outlets that give men advice are often like trying to gamify it in a way that is giving them bad advice. So I try to be at least somewhat of a good mentor in that field. But the number one thing that's always given me confidence is building short-term goals and building midterm goals and long-term goals. Being bald feels like a huge disadvantage. It's not, bro. You're crazy. Bald people fucking clean up, dude. You might have to work harder on other avenues because you don't have hair anymore, right? But it's fine. It's just a disadvantage. And it's a setback to a certain degree. It's what you do with that setback that changes the dynamic. It's good that this is working. There's plenty of people in this chat, in this community that have talked about this. You know, I started working out. I've lost 30 pounds. I started working out. I lost 100 pounds over this last year. It's just, this community changed my life as well. I've lost 50 pounds since joining this community by walking on a treadmill every day, counting my calories with MyFitnessPal. This community gave me the confidence to feel that change was possible. Exactly. You won't read this, but you helped so much. I lost 55 pounds, got my T checked. It was so low, I boosted that. been working out, got therapy. You rock, man. Have a great trip. Please read. No matter what, no matter how bad your shortcomings are, it's what you do with that. You can have some setbacks, okay? By that, I mean like, things that you might consider a setback or things that other people might consider a setback. But it's what you do with that. It's what you do with that and how you make it work that matters. That's what I mean. And that's the problem. Like a lot of the commentary on the incel space, unfortunately, revolves around making sure you stay in that shitty place and make change as hard as possible. Impossible. Because their goal ultimately is to have a shared area of hatred and sadness and wallow in that because it makes you feel kind of good in the short term. Wallowing in that and being sad and living in that fucking misery. You're right. Misery does love company. Living in that miserable space gives you a sense of community and a shared perspective. The unfortunate reality here is that is stopping you. Okay? That is personally stopping you from making changes. It's not healthy. And it makes you it makes you more and more sad because the goal of that entire fucking dynamic, the goal of like the black pill space is to quite literally black pill you, make you feel sad, make you feel like make you feel doomy and gloomy.